song.
Really
Welcome
is.
to Sing for Your Supper. It's so good to have you with us tonight. We are paying tribute to the January appliance of the month, and that is the crock pot slow cooker.
And speaking of crock pot,
yes.
slow cooker, our featured musical is Hair. See if you can figure out that tie-in.
Oh, I think I got it.
Got it?
Very smart.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
smart
you.
cookie.
Oh, yeah, smart cookie. Such a great show.
It is a great show. We're going to do 3 dishes for you tonight. We're doing a chicken, honey garlic chicken, and we're going to do some rice pudding, and you are doing
A family-style pot roast. And you know, I think January is a perfect time to break out your slow
I
cookers.
think so too.
It's cold, and you want some comfort food, and you can make lots of things in it. Soups and different things, and,
Yes.
the 3 things we're showing.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe there's an upcoming, I don't know, football game
There might be.
where you might want to start something early in the day and have it ready.
Well, the other advantage of the slow cooker is that you can prepare it the night before, pop it in on your way to work, and when you get home, it's done.
It's all done.
And when you walk in the door,
It smells
that great
so
smell.
good.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, am I going to kick
I
us
think
off?
you're kicking us off.
Okay, great. Do we still hear music?
I still hear music.
There
I
we go.
hear singing and
There
there's
we
no one there.
So I'm going to do kind of a family-style pot roast that has a secret ingredient. I'm going to start off with making the sauce that you're going to put on top of the meat. And you want to get about a 4-pound chuck roast or sirloin roast or, you know, whatever you can find. 4 pounds is what you're going for. And you're going to start with a package of brown gravy mix.
4 pounds feeds about how many? 6 people?
I would say
4 to 6.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 6.
Mhm.
And it also has veggies in it, which is nice.
Oh, great.
Going to add a little bit of 2 tablespoons of water.
1 pot meal.
1 pot meal.
We love those.
Yes. And you're going to stir this up till it makes kind of a paste. Get all the little lumps out. We don't like lumps.
No lumps.
Don't
No
like
lumps.
There we go. Then you're going to add dry onion soup mix.
Yum.
Yep.
So versatile.
So versatile. That makes everything taste good. Some cream of mushroom.
Of course.
Soup.
You can't do a pot roast without cream
You
of
really
mushroom.
can't. You can't do a lot of things.
Is that 1 can?
It's 1 can.
1 can.
It's in here because I used a large can, and this is the other half.
Oh.
Not
Was that
me.
from your economic dinner that you were...
Yes. Gonna
So,
stir all
is
that
this a
up.
$10 meal?
This now with a 4-pound pork roast or chuck roast, but it's pretty, I would say, economical if you're feeding
Look how
6
beautiful
people.
the color is.
Isn't that nice, like a caramel color?
It is.
Okay, it's ready. Are you ready for my secret ingredient?
I'm ready. Oh, well, should we guess what the secret ingredient
Oh,
is?
yeah, why don't you?
Um,
It's something I'm going to add to the gravy sauce.
Oh, sauce.
Mhm.
Well, is it some wine?
Ooh, good guess. Incorrect.
Gosh, orange juice?
No.
I don't know. I'm out of ideas.
It's something you like.
Something I like? Well, I hope it's something I like. Oh, Coca-Cola.
No, we should just say cola.
Oh, cola. Cola.
10 ounces of Coca-Cola.
You
And
should just say cola.
I know, but I always call it Coca-Cola. I'm from St. Louis. I call it soda.
Soda.
What do you call it?
Coke. Everything's Coke.
You don't say pop?
No, I've never said pop. But
My story, moving from St. Louis to Salina, Kansas. I went to a Hardee's,
Okay.
and I walked up to the counter, and I said, "What kind of soda do you have?" And she said, "We don't serve soda." And I was like, "Really? You don't serve soda?" She thought I meant an ice cream soda.
Oh.
And I
okay.
had to point behind her and say, "But I see, like, a soda machine back there."
Yeah.
Then we came to an understanding.
Oh, she called it pop.
She called it pop.
Hmm.
And there you have
We
it.
call everything Coke.
Everything's
Dr.
Coke.
Pepper, Mountain
What
Dew.
kind of Coke do you want? I
Yeah.
want an orange
Yeah.
knee-high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In goes the cola.
Sorry, we got sidetracked there.
Sidetracked with a hilarious story.
Yes.
And it bubbles. It's kind of fun.
Oh,
it's like a little
that's
science
cool.
experiment.
You put the whole bottle in?
10 ounces, so I'm not going to put quite the whole thing in.
Okay.
Close. A little over about 1.25 cups. I'm going to stir it all
Or 10
up.
ounces.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm going to turn my skillet on
Okay.
while I finish mixing all this up. And because I'm going to sear
Sear.
my roast. I like to sear the meat. Sometimes in a slow cooker, it says just throw it all in. But I think if you sear the meat seals in the flavor, makes it more moist, and it's worth the effort.
And do you season the meat before you sear it?
I do. I put a little, I'm going to set this aside.
Okay.
I put a little salt and pepper on both sides, and
You also put a little garlic powder if you like
a little
that.
garlic. Yes, and there's garlic. So the other thing you're going to do is get your veggies ready. This is easy. So it's...
Especially when they're ready.
Yeah. 3 to 4 stalks of celery, 3 carrots, 1 onion, and
smells
some
so good.
garlic in there. And you want them in pretty big chunks because it's going to cook for several hours, and if you get small, it's just going to turn to mush. So be hearty with your veggies. Okay?
Now, do you put potatoes in yours?
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned that. You have 2 choices.
Okay. Yes or no?
Yes or no. You can do it or not do it. You can chunk up some potatoes, put them in about 2 hours before your meat is finished. So I would say 2 hours into your cooking, add the potatoes, or they're just going to turn to mush.
Yeah.
Or because you have this delicious gravy that comes out, you can make mashed potatoes and serve it together. Which is,
I like that.
I love mashed potatoes, so that's my plan.
Especially with a good gravy.
Oh, a good gravy.
Eat a good gravy.
A nice tender pot roast.
Oh, getting hungry.
Yes.
Just 6 hours and we're going to have some.
That's right. Tick-tock. So these veggies are ready to go. And, of course, the recipe will be on our website. So
Great.
make sure and check that.
So you're going to sear the meat now.
I'm going to sear the meat. I want to make sure my skillet's really hot.
Okay.
So here is my beautiful
Oh, it is beautiful.
roast. You can see I've put the salt and pepper on it. And I let mine come back to room temperature. I get it at about 30 minutes before I'm going to sear it. I just think it cooks better that way.
Great.
Okay?
So you're going to sear that now while I get ready to start on the chicken, right?
I am. I'm going to let you start. I'm going to give this about another minute to heat up, and I'm just going to watch you work.
All right. This is a very easy meal. We're going to start with 1/3 of a cup of honey. So that's what we're going to. And we're going to mix everything in this bowl. We're going to add 1/2 cup of ketchup. I know that sounds kind of weird.
Honey and ketchup. What would Winnie the Pooh think of that?
Well, we don't want to stop with that. Then we're going to add some soy sauce. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oregano.
Okay. Well, there's a lot going on in there.
There's a lot
Sweet
going on
and
there.
savory.
Yeah, I'm going to use my whisk. And while I'm whisking that up, would you, I know you're not used to doing this, but could you chop up our garlic for us?
We're not using magic garlic?
We're not using magic garlic. 4 cloves of garlic.
I've got my handy little tool. I'm going to start with that.
All right. Oh, you're going to do it that way. Okay.
How would you like me?
Well, last week, remember I showed you, took this and we
I
hit
remember
it.
that. Careful, it's very sharp. Okay.
And then peel it off there.
But see, mine comes out almost completely.
And it doesn't have to, we're just going to season this so they don't have to be little tiny pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I can work on that. Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
Do you know what year Hair opened on Broadway?
Oh, I think it was before I was born.
Oh, maybe
What?
1939.
You'll have to tell us because I think you were around when it.
I was.
No.
I was a wee baby.
It was. What was it? The 60s?
It was the 60s. It's all about
60 what?
Flower Power. 69.
Oh yeah, I was around.
It was off Broadway in 67.
Okay.
It was, and then it moved to Broadway in 68. I'm sorry, 68.
Okay.
And ran for 1,750 performances.
Super.
Are you ready for this?
I am ready for it, but there's no hurry because I'm going to get my crock pot.
Okay.
And I've got a little trick to show you. You had a secret, I've got a trick. One of the things I hate about any dish is having to clean up. So we've got this great crock pot here, and I'm sure people know about this, but I just found these not too long ago. Slow cooker savers. Do you know what these are?
Oh, I've seen those. They're little liners,
They're
right?
little liners. They're little bags that you put in your crock pot. So we take one out of here.
I'm going to let you show that. I'm going to go sear my
She's
meat.
going to go sear.
That is
Here,
not a
take these
euphemism.
with you when you go.
Okay.
All right, so you just open it up. It's kind of like a little cellophane bag. And you stick it right in your crock pot. And when you're done, you just pull it out and you don't have to clean your crock pot. I always give it a little clean.
Pretty handy.
All right, so I have 5 to 6 chicken. I have 5, but you can use 5 to 6 skin on, bone in chicken breasts, and we're gonna put those inside the crock pot.
Now my trick for that,
Yes.
I don't have the liners, but I always spray the inside of my crock pot, and it cleans up pretty
Yeah,
easily.
I would say that's
Both
a good way to do it.
ideas.
So you want to try to cover the entire bottom of the crock pot with your chicken. I'm going to put the garlic in our sauce here. Going to give it a quick stir.
How was that garlic chop? Was it good?
It was perfect.
Oh,
It's
thank
exactly the way I would have wanted it.
Thank you.
I know it's hard for you to do.
It was.
All right, so mix that up. Get a nice consistency on that. And we're just going to pour it over the chicken. Make sure the chicken goes in first because you want the sauce to go over it. Oh, that's sounding good back there.
Sizzle, sizzle.
All right, and then you can take a spoon if you want to, and just make sure everything's. I've used all 3 of those spoons now.
Mmm, it smells good.
Yeah.
Get that soy sauce.
I use low sodium
Okay.
because you can always salt it later if you need
That's
to.
true. I tend to do that too. There's a lot of salt in that soy
Yeah.
sauce. There you go.
Here's another spoon for you.
Got it in there.
All right, so that's all you need to do.
That's it?
That's it.
Well,
And
that's easy.
I know. Put the lid on. We're
Now,
gonna-
is
Yep.
this like a main course, or would
Yes.
these be like a little appetizer? Could
No.
you do little drummies
you
or
could.
something?
You could. Yeah, you could.
Little appetizers
Yep.
in there?
This is going to go into the crock pot for 3 to 4 hours on high, or 5 to 6 hours on low.
Okay. And how long in the microwave?
That's next month. So I'm going to put this over here and move
That looks so
our
good.
crock pot over to the side and
Those-
plug it in.
Chicken thighs, they're so good.
They are good, and they will just fall off the bone
Yep.
when
Okay.
we're done with that.
There's my seared.
Your seared meat is ready. So, you were telling me earlier about other shows that were on Broadway at the same time as Hair.
Yes, it's one of your favorites. Well, let's talk a little bit more about hair.
Okay. Let me move these over here.
One interesting thing I found out was Joe Papp, who started the Public Theater, always had Shakespeare in the Park. He was kind of a champion of hair and helped it off Broadway. It was
Okay.
he wanted that to open the Public Theater. When
Really?
He started it. It was the first thing he produced that was by a living artist. All the other things he had done was Shakespeare and classical things. So I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
It did. It opened in 1968, ran for 1,750 performances.
Wow. This is the original, not even talking
This
about
is the
revival.
original. There were 2 revivals. You want to guess years?
Oh, I remember one. One was in the 2000s, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. One was, well,
Or
09, yeah, 09, 2009. That would be the 2000s.
2000s.
COVID brand.
Yes, yes.
1977 and 2000. And the
And
09 one won the
won-
Tony.
Best revival, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
because the original production did not win the Tony. It was up for Best Musical, it was up for Best Director. And guess what beat it?
Oh.
Does anybody out there know? It's one of Kevin's favorite shows.
Did Great Hotel beat that?
It's one of my favorite shows.
Oh.
It's a show that just keeps bubbling up on our show.
Okay. What is-
1776.
I can't avoid
No, you
1770.
can't. There's something ironic about a show about the founding of America
Uh-huh.
that
Yes.
beats a show that's really about sticking it to the man.
Well, what's interesting about that too? Oh, a caller. We have a caller.
Yes, it did run for 1,750 performances. You're a winner.
You're a winner. Now, the interesting thing about that is 1776 ties in with Hair, in that the writer of 1776 was Roger Stone.
Peter Stone.
Oh, that's right.
Peter Stone.
Peter
that
Stone.
was my tie-in to do hair with the crock pot. Was thinking of
Yes.
kind of the hippies and the love child, and
Yeah,
that
she
was
told me
like-
Hair and Crockpot, and I didn't get it.
You didn't
she-
get it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So now we all
Now
know.
we all get
all
it. We
know.
all get it.
Hey, are you seared and ready to go?
I am. So here
All
is
right.
the my crock pot. I'm going to put it together here. I don't
Do you
have
want
a
a bag?
liner. No,
No
I'm just
bag?
gonna,
Okay.
we'll show you the 2 different techniques.
The 2 techniques.
I just give mine a little spritz there.
Little spritz with what?
Well, canola oil cooking
Oh,
spray.
I didn't know if you had something from Denver that you were
No.
spraying in.
We're just talking about the show here. We're not
Oh,
doing
okay,
anything
gotcha.
else.
Gotcha.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
You've done a lovely job with that.
So good. It's a nice hunk of meat. We're going to stick that in there.
And 3 days from now, we get to eat it.
That's right. I'm going to put it in the microwave. Then I'm just going to surround it with all of these veggies.
So you don't top the meat with it, you put it around.
Right.
Okay.
You are going to, after 2 hours of cooking, you're going to flip your meat over so that it's getting the sauce and all around it.
Oh, it looks so
You're
good.
going to pour this over it.
Yum.
I know. You see that? And I kind of want to coat it around.
Nice.
Usually lift the meat up a little, make sure some of that sauce is underneath.
Nice secret there.
There you go. That's it. It's so easy. It's so good. I do mine on low for 2 hours. Flip the meat, another 2 hours. Then you can stick a thermometer in, check the temperature. But usually mine's ready to go after that. But you know, all crock pots are a little different as far as the temperature. So always check the interior temperature. You want it to be probably at least, depending on how you like it, 145 would be rare and go up from there. Okay?
How do you like yours?
I like mine kind of medium rare. I don't like it overcooked.
Yeah, I like to keep it on the rare side because I never can eat, I mean, unless you know you're going to have 6 to 8 people there to eat the whole thing. Because when you warm it up again, it cooks.
It's going to keep cooking.
Yeah, and you don't want it to be overdone when you warm it back up.
And an excellent point that beef, once you take it off the heat, continues to cook.
Yes.
So you want to go on the lower side.
Lower side,
If let's say it's at 140, especially in a crock pot, unless you're taking it out immediately, it's going to keep cooking. So err on the low side. Let it go. So I'm going to go put this in the cooker.
All right, I'm getting a spoon and we're going to work on our dessert.
Ooh, dessert time.
Yeah, I was surprised when I was looking for desserts for crock pots that there are all kinds of desserts you can do in crock pot. You can do cakes, you can do cheesecakes, you can do yes, you can do crumbles, you can do cobblers. I just couldn't believe how many things there were. So
we should do cheesecake sometime. I love cheesecake.
Oh, we could do cheesecake. That takes a long time to make usually.
It does.
But the nice thing about this recipe is that rice pudding is something different.
It is.
And not a lot of people make it, and it's so easy. So we're starting with 6 cups of whole milk. Don't use
Good
skim
thing
milk.
we're doing light on those chicken wings.
Yes, that's right. So don't use skim milk because it won't set up.
Okay.
As
Whole
well.
milk.
As well. Then we have 2 cups of minute rice.
All right.
Okay, you want instant rice. And just stir it around in
It
there.
smells good. Is there vanilla in there?
Not in there, but there will be in just a second.
Oh, I was like, is that just vanilla?
Excuse me.
Here's the vanilla.
Yes.
Oh,
There's,
it smells
there's
good.
also some other things in that. Can you smell what else is in there? You probably can't smell.
Oh, I don't have COVID. I can smell.
Yeah. I didn't mean that.
Is it?
It's just what's
No.
in there doesn't really smell. Brown sugar and salt.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of brown sugar and salt.
Getting the
Okay.
vanilla.
Then we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's bubbly. And then
Is there any cola in here?
no cola.
Okay, just
no
checking.
cola. Unless you do cola rice pudding.
Cola rice.
All right. So this is our vanilla, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and a 1/4 tablespoon of salt. That goes right in.
Oh, let me get you a little little spatula, because your brown sugar is stuck.
Oh, thank you.
And we want that brown sugar in
We
there.
do want that brown sugar. Thank you for noticing
Sous chef.
that. Thanks,
Sit
Sue.
off me. Just call me Sue.
All right, and mix that all in there.
I'm going to let you mix for 1 second.
Okay.
Be right back.
And then we've got one other ingredient. We're going to put in some cinnamon. Just enough to dot the top. We're also going to add some cinnamon when we serve it. Whoop! Sorry. Whoop!
Uh-oh.
We're
Boy,
good.
I leave for 5 seconds.
I know.
That's okay. Ooh, that smells good too.
So we stir that in.
This is a great thing to make in wintertime too.
It is.
This just
It
screams
is.
warm, comfort food.
Yep.
Do you need a little whisk for that?
Yeah, that'd be great if you have a whisk.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to. It's like cocoa
Yeah.
and cinnamon. You need a whisk for
I'm
that.
giving you lots of things to clean up today.
Oh, Sue. Okay, here's a question for you while you're mixing. What do Diane Keaton, Melba Moore, and Paul Jabara have in common?
They were the three sisters in that Woody Allen movie.
They weren't Hannah. They were her sisters.
They were, okay. Is that right?
No, very close. They were all in the original ensemble of Hair.
Oh, I should have known it had something to do with Hair 1776.
You know, we were talking, you know how much...
Martha in 1776.
Yes, how much Kevin loves 1776. And he keeps commenting that somehow I keep getting it into our show. And I said we need to come up with a fun theater game called 6 Degrees of 1776.
Yes, so
I think we can get everything back there.
All right, so this plugs in.
Woo! Okay.
All right. Now
how long do we have to cook that rice?
3 to 4 hours, and you need to stir it every 30 minutes or so.
Okay, so that's not one you're going to want to leave in the morning and
not.
come back to. Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, is it time to see how things
time.
look?
I think it's time.
Right.
Another one of these.
I do. What?
Another one of those.
Talking.
So these were all made in the crock pot. We pulled them out so you can see them. Completed.
Oh, looks so good.
We still have a little bit more to go on this one, but finish it off.
Delicious. Okay, I'm gonna get mine out. Don't step back yet.
Okay. I'm going to put this here so I can do the final chops.
Ooh, okay.
A bigger knife so we can chop these up.
Of course.
Thank you.
I'm
Perfect.
gonna get out my mashed potatoes.
Okay. And we'll get out the rice pudding that's in there too as well. All right, so I'm going to cut these on the diagonal because I just think they look better on the diagonal. We don't need a lot, but we need a little, spruce it up a little bit because it's awfully brown.
A little garnish.
Little garnish.
So while you're doing that, I'm just gonna talk for a moment. When you finished your hot roast.
Oh, look at that.
The sauce, what I do is I separate out the veggies and then the meat and I've got the sauce in there. I stick it in a saucepan and I boil it for about 15-20 minutes and just reduce it down. And then you end up with a nice gravy that's a little thicker. And then if you make some mashed potatoes,
Oh, look at that.
and I pour some of that thickened gravy over the meat, and then I have the rest on the table to eat with the taters.
Nice.
Oh, look at that garnish.
Now we do the same thing with the liquid from the chicken. We put that into a saucepan, and we do a slurry, which is 2 tablespoons of corn flour or
cornstarch.
Cornstarch. I always say corn flour. Cornstarch, and then a little bit of water, and make a flurry with it.
And you definitely want to do that in a little cup first and get all the lumps out.
Yeah, and then you
And
pour
then
it into
put it
your
in.
sauce and boil it
Okay.
for 2 or 3 minutes and then we're going to add some sesame seeds on the top. Isn't that pretty?
Oh my goodness. We have a feast.
We do.
And put it in the morning. You
Yep.
can't do it with the rice. You got to stir that. But put
Yep.
this in the morning, and you'll come home to a delicious meal.
And we've
ready
got to have
go.
desserts.
Ooh, that's right. So here's our
Some
main
dessert
course.
over here.
And here is dessert. Here, I'll
And-
set that up
okay.
here.
And
Oh,
and I put in the last hour if you want to put some fruit in. So I put some dried cranberries in.
now would you pour a little cream over the top?
You can if you want to, and you can serve it hot or cold.
Okay.
I chose to serve it cold today because we've got all this hot food.
Yes,
And then you can put a little more cinnamon on the top as well.
it's so
So ready
pretty.
to go. Let's get a little plate and taste.
Let's do it.
That's the fun part.
Good.
Yum.
Yum yum. There you go. Some more spoons.
You get just a little piece of chicken. We can share this one piece if you want to.
Yeah, let's share a plate. Let's do that.
We'll get a spoon.
Oh,
and
you
we'll-
know what I have?
There we go.
I'm gonna be
A little more sauce. I'll dish up the.
Here's the gravy.
Oh, wonderful.
Warmed up. And get some carrots.
You want some gravy on it?
I'm just gonna zap it.
Okay.
Now in the microwave.
That's next month.
Which is coming up next month.
Put some potatoes
And
on
let's
there.
get some potatoes.
Yum.
Ooh, this says comfort food.
It does.
It
I
says
feel comforted
warm up
already.
On a cold day.
Let's taste the chicken while
Yeah,
we're waiting.
let's
Go
do
ahead.
it. Let's do it.
You taste the chicken.
Okay.
See, it just
It
falls
just
off the
falls
bone.
off the bone. Look at that. Mm. Oh man, I feel good.
I thought you
It's
would
so
like it.
tender.
All right, let's put some gravy on
More
there,
gravy on.
and I'll taste the other one.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Nothing better. Nothing better.
Better.
All right, I'm going to start with
Try
the
that.
potatoes.
Okay. I mean, how can you mess up mashed potatoes?
Mm,
How's the sauce?
Mm.
The gravy.
it's
Do you
fantastic.
taste the cola?
I do.
It just gives it a little sweet. It
Nose
really
cola.
cooks down, but it gives it a little sweet.
Oh, the meat's so tender. So good.
Mm.
Love it.
Let me try.
Perfect.
Uh-oh. Don't look. Avert your eyes. Here we go. Mm.
That is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Wish y'all could be here to taste it. It's so good.
We need to make this.
Dessert.
Believe us. Okay. Oh my. And craisins, you said?
Craisins. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I like this because it's not too sweet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely get the cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, apples would be good in there too, with the
Would be.
cinnamon and brown
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever fruits you have.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, we made it.
We made it, and we all learned about hair, which I know you
Mhm.
just love.
There
Have
you
you
go.
ever done hair?
I've not done hair.
Have you ever seen hair?
I've never seen hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anything?
I've sung a couple of the songs in a review show at an amusement park. For
It does have
many-
some great songs, of course.
Yeah. Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius and Let the Sunshine and
Yeah.
Hair and just a lot of really great
Yeah,
music.
that's true. That's true.
You know, check it out if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's it for the crock pot edition. So
flies.
are we doing microwave next time since it's February?
Why don't you check in a couple weeks and see?
Oh, we can tell them what we're doing. It's a big occasion that we're celebrating.
Oh,
do you
what comes
remember?
up in February? Could it be Groundhog's Day?
It could be, but it's not.
No. Okay, what are we doing?
We're doing Chinese New Year.
Oh,
yeah, would that
very
be fun?
good. It will be. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
thanks for joining
Yeah.
us. We hope you get a chance to break out your crock pot and make some delicious meals for your family. We'll
Bye.
see you soon. Bye-bye.